There's a drug that can make you lose 50 pounds in 6 months. No diet. No exercise. Just a weekly injection. Celebrities are using it. Your neighbor is using it. Your coworker is using it. Maybe you're using it. It's called Ozempic, and it's everywhere. Social media is flooded with before and after photos. Transformation stories that seem too good to be true. People who struggled with weight their entire lives suddenly dropping pounds effortlessly. The results are undeniable. So is the demand. Pharmacies can't keep it in stock. Doctors are writing prescriptions faster than they can be filled. People are flying to other countries to get it. Paying thousands of dollars out of pocket. Celebrities are whispering about it at parties. Influencers are posting about it online. Everyone wants the miracle weight loss drug. There's just one problem. People are dying. Not in huge numbers. Not yet. Enough that questions are being asked. Enough that lawsuits are being filed. Enough that some doctors are raising alarms. Stomach paralysis. Pancreatitis. Gallbladder failure. Thyroid tumors. Suicidal thoughts. Extreme muscle loss. People who can't stop vomiting. People who can't eat solid food anymore. People whose digestive systems have been permanently damaged. The FDA approved Ozempic for type 2 diabetes. Then they approved a higher dose version called Wegovy for weight loss. Millions of people are using it off-label. Taking a diabetes drug to lose weight. Injecting themselves weekly with a medication that fundamentally changes how their body processes food. The pharmaceutical company making it, Novo Nordisk, is now one of the most valuable companies in Europe. They're making billions. Billions. Off a drug that people inject every week for the rest of their lives. Because here's the thing nobody talks about. When you stop taking Ozempic, the weight comes back. All of it. Sometimes more. So you can't stop. You're on it forever. A permanent customer. Generating permanent profit. The question everyone is asking, the question doctors are debating, the question that should terrify anyone considering this drug is simple. Is Ozempic killing people? Not helping them. Not transforming them. Killing them. Today, we're going into the science, the side effects, the deaths, and the money behind the biggest weight loss phenomenon in history. Let's start with what Ozempic actually is, because most people using it don't fully understand what they're putting in their bodies. Ozempic is a brand name for semaglutide, a drug that mimics a hormone called GLP-1. This hormone is naturally produced in your intestines after you eat. It does several things. It signals to your brain that you're full. It slows down how fast your stomach empties. It tells your pancreas to release insulin. For people with type 2 diabetes, this is helpful. It helps regulate blood sugar. It reduces appetite, which can lead to weight loss as a side effect. That side effect caught everyone's attention. Because the weight loss was dramatic. Clinical trials showed people losing 15 to 20% of their body weight. That's 50 pounds for someone who weighs 250 pounds. Without changing their diet significantly. Without exercise programs. Just the drug. Pharmaceutical companies saw dollar signs. They developed higher dose versions specifically for weight loss. Wegovy. Mounjaro. Zepbound. Same mechanism. Higher prices. These drugs are being marketed as weight loss solutions. Not diabetes treatments. The target market is not diabetics. It's anyone who wants to lose weight. That's tens of millions of people. The market is massive. So is the profit. Here's how it works. You inject yourself once a week. The drug circulates in your system. It makes you feel full almost immediately. You eat less. You lose weight. Sounds simple. Your body is not designed to have artificially high levels of GLP-1 constantly. The hormone is supposed to spike after meals, then decline. Ozempic keeps it elevated all the time. Your stomach slows down. Food sits in there longer. Much longer. For some people, dangerously longer. There's a condition called gastroparesis. Stomach paralysis. Your stomach stops emptying properly. Food just sits there. Rotting. Fermenting. Causing nausea, vomiting, pain. For most people, gastroparesis is temporary. It goes away when you stop the drug. For some, it's permanent. Their stomach never recovers. They can't eat solid food anymore. They live on liquids. Some need feeding tubes. Some die from complications. The pharmaceutical companies say this is rare. They say the benefits outweigh the risks. They say millions of people are using it safely. That's true. Millions are using it. The question is what safe means when you're talking about a drug you take for life. Let's talk about the deaths, because they're real. They're documented. They're being reported to the FDA. A woman in Louisiana took Ozempic for weight loss. Developed severe gastroparesis. Couldn't eat. Couldn't keep anything down. Lost too much weight too fast. Her organs started failing. She died. Her family is suing. A man in Australia took Ozempic. Developed pancreatitis. Inflammation of the pancreas. Excruciating pain. Hospitalized multiple times. Eventually, his pancreas failed. He died. His death is under investigation. There are reports of people developing gallbladder disease. Gallstones. Infections. Some requiring emergency surgery. Some dying from complications. There are reports of intestinal blockages. Bowel obstructions. Requiring surgery. Sometimes fatal. There are reports of severe malnutrition. People losing weight so fast their bodies can't keep up. Vitamin deficiencies. Electrolyte imbalances. Organ damage. The FDA's adverse event database shows thousands of reports. Hospitalizations. Emergency room visits. Deaths. The number is growing. Novo Nordisk, the company that makes Ozempic, says the drug is safe. They point to clinical trials. They point to millions of users. They say serious side effects are rare. Rare doesn't mean non-existent. When millions of people are taking a drug, even rare side effects affect thousands of people. There's also the question of long-term effects. Ozempic has only been widely used for a few years. We don't know what happens after 10 years. 20 years. A lifetime of use. Animal studies showed thyroid tumors in rats. The FDA put a black box warning on the label. The highest level of warning. It says Ozempic may cause thyroid tumors, including cancer. It says people with a family history of thyroid cancer should not take it. How many people read that warning? How many doctors explain it? How many people decide the risk of cancer is worth losing weight? The answer is millions. Because the desire to be thin is powerful. More powerful than fear. More powerful than reason. People see the transformations on social media. They see celebrities with perfect bodies. They want that. They're willing to risk it. Here's what nobody is talking about. What you're losing when you lose weight on Ozempic. You're not just losing fat. You're losing muscle. Significant amounts of muscle. Studies show that up to 40% of the weight lost on Ozempic is lean muscle mass. Not fat. Muscle. Your heart is a muscle. When you lose muscle mass rapidly, you lose heart muscle. Your heart gets weaker. There are reports of people developing heart problems on Ozempic. Arrhythmias. Reduced cardiac function. Heart failure. Your bones need muscle to stay strong. When you lose muscle, you lose bone density. There are reports of people on Ozempic developing osteoporosis. Breaking bones. Suffering fractures from minor falls. your face is supported by muscle and fat. When you lose both rapidly, your face sags. It's called Ozempic face. Gaunt. Hollow. Aged. Celebrities are getting fillers to counteract it. Spending thousands on cosmetic procedures to fix the side effects of the drug they took to look better. The irony is brutal. Then there's the psychological impact. Ozempic works by making you not want to eat. It suppresses appetite so effectively that food becomes unappealing. Some people report that eating makes them feel sick. That they have to force themselves to eat anything. That sounds like an eating disorder. Loss of interest in food. Fear of eating. Nausea at the thought of meals. If a teenager exhibited these behaviors, we'd be concerned. We'd get them help. When it's caused by a drug, we celebrate it. We call it success. There are reports of people on Ozempic developing depression. Suicidal thoughts. The European Medicines Agency is investigating a possible link between semaglutide and suicidal ideation. They've received hundreds of reports. Novo Nordisk says there's no proven connection. They say people who are obese are already at higher risk for depression. That taking the drug didn't cause it. Maybe. Or maybe fundamentally altering your brain chemistry, because that's what Ozempic does, has psychological consequences. We don't know. The drug hasn't been around long enough. We're all part of a massive experiment. The results won't be clear for years. By then, millions more will be taking it. Let's talk about who is actually using this drug, because it's not just people with obesity-related health problems. It's everyone. Celebrities who are already thin using it to get thinner. Models using it to stay underweight. Teenagers using it because they're insecure about their bodies. People who could lose weight through diet and exercise but don't want to put in the effort. Ozempic was supposed to be for people with type 2 diabetes. Then for people with obesity and related health conditions. Now it's being prescribed off-label to anyone who wants it. Doctors are handing out prescriptions like candy. Some are running Ozempic clinics. Online telehealth companies are prescribing it after a 5-minute video consultation. No physical exam. No comprehensive health history. Just a credit card and a desire to lose weight. The result is a shortage. Actual diabetics, the people the drug was designed for, can't get it. Pharmacies are out of stock because everyone else is using it for weight loss. People are dying because they can't access their diabetes medication. Meanwhile, someone who wants to lose 15 pounds for a wedding is getting a prescription. The priorities are insane. There's also a black market. People buying Ozempic from other countries. Compounding pharmacies making knockoff versions. Facebook groups where people sell their unused doses. No quality control. No guarantee of what's actually in the syringe. People are injecting themselves with substances of unknown origin because they're desperate to lose weight. The cost is astronomical. Ozempic costs over $1,000 a month without insurance. Most insurance companies won't cover it for weight loss. Only for diabetes. So people pay out of pocket. Thousands of dollars a year. For a drug they have to take forever. Because when they stop, the weight comes back. Every single pound. Often more. Because their metabolism has slowed down. Their muscle mass is gone. Their body is primed to regain weight. So they go back on the drug. The cycle continues. Novo Nordisk profits. Forever. Here's the part that should make everyone furious. The pharmaceutical companies knew about these side effects. They knew about gastroparesis. They knew about pancreatitis. They knew about the thyroid tumors in animal studies. They put warnings in the fine print. They downplayed the risks. They marketed the drug aggressively. They funded studies that showed favorable results. They paid doctors to prescribe it. They paid influencers to promote it. This is not conspiracy theory. This is how the pharmaceutical industry works. It's legal. It's standard practice. It's evil. Novo Nordisk's stock price has tripled. They're making $30 billion a year on semaglutide products. $30 billion. The CEO became one of the richest people in Europe. Off a drug that people have to take for life. That causes side effects serious enough to require additional medications. Additional treatments. Additional profits. Follow the money. Always follow the money. The same company that makes Ozempic is developing drugs to treat the side effects of Ozempic. Drugs for gastroparesis. Drugs for nausea. They create the problem. They sell the solution. It's brilliant. It's diabolical. The FDA approved this drug knowing the risks. They approved it fast. They approved higher doses for weight loss. They're funded in part by pharmaceutical companies. The revolving door between the FDA and Big Pharma is well documented. Regulators become consultants. Consultants become regulators. Everyone profits except the patients. Meanwhile, social media is flooded with Ozempic ads. Influencers posting their transformations. Paid partnerships that aren't always disclosed. Success stories that don't mention the side effects. The nausea. The vomiting. The muscle loss. The sagging skin. The permanent digestive damage. They just show the before and after photos. The smaller jeans. The compliments. The confidence. They don't show what happens when you stop taking it. When the weight comes back. When you realize you're trapped. When you're spending $1,000 a month for the rest of your life or accepting that you'll regain everything you lost. Here's where I want to shift this conversation, because underneath the medical question is a spiritual one. Why are we so desperate to be thin? Why are we willing to risk our health, our lives, to lose weight? The answer is that we worship thinness. We have made an idol out of appearance. Our culture tells us that thin equals valuable. That beauty equals worth. That if you're overweight, you're lazy. Undisciplined. Unattractive. Unworthy of love. Those are lies. Lies from the pit of hell. Your worth is not determined by your weight. Your value is not measured by your waist size. You are made in the image of God. You are loved by Him. Your body is a temple. Not because it's perfect. Because God dwells in you. The obsession with weight, with appearance, with looking like the images we see on social media, is destroying us. It's destroying our health. It's destroying our relationships. It's destroying our souls. We're injecting ourselves with drugs that make us sick because we've been convinced that being thin is more important than being healthy. That looking good is more important than feeling good. That fitting into a certain size is worth risking our lives. This is insanity. It's also idolatry. When we pursue thinness at any cost, we're saying that our appearance matters more than our health. More than our well-being. More than the body God gave us. We're saying that the opinions of others, the standards of the world, matter more than God's design. God created you in a body. That body has value regardless of its size. You are called to steward that body well. To care for it. To nourish it. To treat it with respect. Injecting it with a drug that causes your stomach to stop working is not stewardship. It's abuse. Now, I'm not saying that losing weight is wrong. If you're carrying extra weight and it's affecting your health, losing weight can be good. Do it in a way that honors your body. Through nutrition. Through movement. Through addressing the underlying issues that led to weight gain in the first place. Stress. Trauma. Emotional eating. Using food to cope with pain. Those are the real issues. Ozempic doesn't address any of that. It just suppresses your appetite. It doesn't heal your relationship with food. It doesn't heal your trauma. It doesn't give you peace. It makes you thin. Temporarily. At great cost. Here's what people on Ozempic aren't being told. When you suppress your appetite artificially, you're disrupting your body's natural hunger signals. You're teaching your body to ignore what it needs. Hunger is not the enemy. Hunger is your body telling you it needs fuel, nutrients, energy. When you override that signal with a drug, you create dysfunction. Your body stops trusting itself. You stop trusting yourself. You become dependent on an external substance to regulate something your body is designed to regulate naturally. That's not health. That's addiction. People on Ozempic talk about it the same way addicts talk about their drug of choice. They can't imagine life without it. They panic at the thought of running out. They organize their lives around their weekly injection. They defend it fiercely against any criticism. That's dependency. When the drug is controlling your life, when you can't stop taking it without dire consequences, you're not free. You're trapped. There's also the question of what happens to your metabolism. When you lose weight rapidly, especially when you're losing muscle, your metabolism slows down. Your body goes into conservation mode. It thinks you're starving. When you stop the drug and start eating normally again, your body stores everything as fat. It's trying to protect you. The result is that you gain back more weight than you lost. You end up worse off than when you started. The only solution is to stay on the drug forever. Or accept the weight gain. Most people can't accept it. They go back on the drug. They're stuck. This is what Novo Nordisk is counting on. They don't want you to lose weight and move on with your life. They want you to be a customer forever. Paying them $1,000 a month. 4 decades. That's the business model. Create dependency. Profit from it. Meanwhile, your body is suffering. Your stomach isn't working right. Your muscles are wasting. Your bones are weakening. Your heart is struggling. You're malnourished even though you're taking vitamins. Because pills can't replace real food. Your body needs nutrients from actual meals. Ozempic makes you not want to eat. So you don't get what you need. You waste away. You get weaker. You get sicker. The number on the scale goes down. Your health goes down with it. So what's the alternative? What do you do if you're struggling with weight and Ozempic seems like the only answer? First, you have to reject the lie that your worth is tied to your weight. You are valuable right now. At whatever size you are. God loves you. He created you. He has a purpose for your life. Your weight does not disqualify you from that. Second, if you genuinely need to lose weight for health reasons, do it in a way that honors your body. Work with a doctor. A nutritionist. Address the root causes. Emotional eating. Trauma. Stress. Lack of sleep. Hormonal imbalances. Fix those things. The weight will follow. Third, move your body. Not to punish it. To celebrate it. To thank God for the gift of movement. Walk. Dance. Swim. Play. Find joy in what your body can do instead of hating it for how it looks. Fourth, eat real food. Food that nourishes you. Food that makes you feel good. Not diet food. Not restriction. Not obsession. Just normal, healthy eating. Your body knows what it needs. Listen to it. Fifth, get off social media. Stop comparing yourself to filtered, edited, surgically altered images. Stop following influencers who make you feel inadequate. Fill your mind with truth instead of lies. And most importantly, root your identity in Christ. You are more than your body. You are an eternal soul. You will live forever in a resurrected body. This body you have now? It's temporary. It's aging. It's dying. No amount of Ozempic will change that. What matters is your relationship with God. Your character. Your love for others. Your faithfulness. Your joy. Your peace. Those things have nothing to do with your weight. If you're currently taking Ozempic, I'm not telling you to stop. Talk to your doctor. Make an informed decision. Be aware of the risks. Monitor your health. Ask yourself why you're taking it. Is it truly for health? Or is it for appearance? For acceptance? For worth? If it's the latter, no drug will fix that. The emptiness will remain. The insecurity will remain. You'll just be thinner and sicker. If you're considering taking Ozempic, please think carefully. Weigh the risks. Ask hard questions. Don't believe the hype. Don't trust the influencers. Don't assume that because everyone else is doing it, it must be safe. Remember that pharmaceutical companies exist to make money. Not to make you healthy. Your health is your responsibility. Your body is a gift from God. Treat it accordingly. Is Ozempic killing people? Yes. Not everyone. Not most people. Enough people that it's a serious concern. People are dying from complications. People are suffering permanent damage. People are becoming dependent on a drug they can't afford to stop taking. The long-term effects are unknown. The risks are real. The profits are astronomical. This is not a miracle drug. This is a business. A very profitable business built on our insecurity. Our desperation. Our willingness to sacrifice our health for the promise of thinness. The real question is not whether Ozempic is dangerous. It is. The real question is why we're so desperate to be thin that we're willing to risk it. What does that say about us? About our values? About what we worship? We have made an idol out of appearance. We sacrifice our health on its altar. We offer our bodies, our money, our peace, all for the promise of looking acceptable. That's not freedom. That's slavery. True freedom is knowing that your worth is not determined by your weight. That you are loved as you are. That your body, whatever size it is a gift to be stewarded, not a problem to be solved with injections. If you're struggling with your weight, please hear me. You don't need Ozempic. You need truth. You need healing. You need to address the real issues. The pain you're medicating with food. The trauma you're carrying. The lies you believe about yourself. A drug can't fix that. Only God can. He loves you. He created you. He has a plan for your life. That plan doesn't require you to be a certain size. It requires you to be faithful. To love Him. To love others. To steward the body He gave you. Ozempic is not stewardship. It's a shortcut. Shortcuts always cost more than they promise. The price is too high. Your health. Your dignity. Your freedom. Don't pay it. That's what the Great Question Project is all about. We're not here to give you easy answers or make you comfortable. We're here to ask the hardest questions humanity faces. Questions about medicine, history, relationships, religion, society. We explore them honestly, deeply, courageously. The greatest questions don't always have easy answers. They're worth asking anyway. They force us to confront truth. They challenge what we've been told to believe. If this video made you think, if it challenged you, if it made you reconsider whether that injection is worth the risk, share it. Talk about it. The world needs to hear this. Thank you for watching. Remember, your worth is not your weight. Your body is a gift, not a problem. You are loved. You are valuable. You don't need Ozempic. You need truth. You need hope. There is still a kingdom where your value isn't measured by a scale.